West Coast Wise, SW. Just doing each one teach one real quick and sharing this on my other pages. Alright, Universal 7, True Power, Real Hip Hop, 793rd, Carlos Clark, Wise U. Said you have to rewatch the one from last night. Alright. I'm still Amish. It's the Has anyone been paying attention to this story? This might be off topic, but has anyone been paying attention to this story about the story with Kawan Charles? Have you heard about that?
That's the young brother who is lynched. He wanted to go out with his friend, or something. His white mother, the white woman, the mother of his friend is both white, and he was missing for a minute, and they found him looking like Emmett Till.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently they're saying that this young man was found in a sugarcane field, but he drowned. Be Righteous, Shem God King, Smell Good, S. Reeves. And so we get more. It's better when we do it ourselves. I think when everybody do the each one teach one. Share this on your other pages, your Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that. I think that works better than the YouTube alert system. Well, oh, Twitter. 12 more. Yeah, but I'm already there. I got my alkaline. Yeah, I'm prepared. Divine understanding. All right, be righteous. I don't know what happened to Mr. Green One. He missed his whole time being Mr. 120. Be righteous. Congratulations, has knocked Mr. Green One out the pocket to be the new Mr. 120. Jarrell Boylan. So yeah, we got a new Mr. 120 in the building. But has anyone been paying attention to that story though? A young brother, Kawan Charles, Self-Out Bill, 793rd. Real hip hop. Are we building on today's mathematics? Yeah, we're gonna get to today's mathematics. Take you through a little equations with that. You know, uh, what's today's title again? Knowledge Guide in the Civilization You Build. That's today's civilization class. We're gonna get to that. Yeah, apparently this took place in Louisiana. In Louisiana, this brother was, he was, found deceased, and the last people that apparently he was with his friend and his friend's mother. And they're white. And there's a picture online where, they got him like side by side with Emmett Till. Right. That's what I'm talking about. They say he was with the friend and the friend's mother.
Shit like that needs to be handled locally though. Before the world hears about it. But
my thing is that common? Like how much how much water is on a sugarcane field? Like
they don't do them like rice paddy fields, right? They like that.
I don't know. I've never been on a sugarcane field. Like, is it really that kind of thing? Like, what, there's some serious questions here. Right, the friend and the mother, whatever they saying, they're not under arrest. It's a very strange situation. With the answers that they presenting right now, it's a little bit off. For me, at least. But that's definitely a situation that we got to keep our eye on. Definitely a situation we got to keep our eye on. and that's related to, uh, you know, uh, write itself out bill. They saying that they investigating it as a homicide, but right now I guess it's no leads. So Jerome Boylan said there is usually a lot of water in sugarcane fields, but they still seem suspicious.
Yeah. If you don't know that there's water in sugarcane fields, they be hanging out there and all that shit. They be hanging out there, they know that. Come on, man, that's some funny shit.
I mean, anything is possible right now, man. But that's another level right there. Where I'm saying, like, if like have we been keeping track of all the different brothers and sisters that was the causes for the protests right this year? Have we been keeping track of what's going on with these different cases?
That one pick sticks out. When you mention that shit, I have right. That one really sticks out. Like,
yeah, because I want to see how they're going to sprinkle a little crack on this one. I want to see how they try that this time. West Coast Wise, so that reminds me of that young black man that went to a party with his white friends in a racist area, and all his friends left him, and he was missing for 3 months. Yeah, that's it's just it's one of those situations where the history, you know what I'm saying? The history of relations in America is such that you can't help but think that this is there's some serious foul play right here. Yeah, so far, I mean, it's they not saying in particular that the people he was with are suspects, or that they persons of interest or anything, which to me is just one of those things where we know, it's definitely an instance, right, where we could say, if the shoe was on the other foot, meaning if it was a young black man and two colored people was missing, they were found, someplace and that he was the last person that they were seen with. You know how the criminal justice system would treat that. Wait, what's the self-help bill? So it reminds me of a sister that had a sleepover with some colored folks, and she ended up falling off the balcony while everyone was asleep.
Yeah, you don't know that?
Yeah,
that was like last year.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Like last year?
This was BC, before Corona.
I stopped watching the news because,
shit, I don't even got TV. I
read the news now because I can skip over what I want to skip over. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to read the gossip about the Kardashians or whatever. I don't care about their new makeup. You know what I'm saying? So
bypass.
Yeah. On the news, I can just see that headline and keep it pushing. So yeah, that's definitely a situation you gotta look out for right there. You know what I'm saying? But to move into uh, what I want to start off talking about today, right, is you know, when you acknowledge God, right, uh, you can acknowledge the concept, the idea of, we saying the black man is God, you acknowledge that as opposed to, one of the questions of yesterday, as opposed to the mystery God, right? You acknowledge that God is the black man, right? Supreme being. But when you say, man, you acknowledge God, right? Now, just taking it through the lessons, right? Just making it walk and talk, right? When you acknowledge God, you got the knowledge, the civilization that you build. And see what you build, right? Did you build something that keep adding on, or did you build something that just takes away? Like I'm saying, when we look throughout time, right, and we look at different civilizations, right? Knowledge the civilization that you build, because the build agreement in 1 and 14 tell us about society, groups of men and societies of men, women, and children. So when you look at different societies, right, with, you know, okay, they made a history for themselves that's known. But what is that history for? What did their civilization accomplish? Some civilizations, what they accomplish is a lot of destruction. That's what they're known for. They're not known for adding on. They're not known for building great structures or writing great books or having scientists that solve great mysteries of the planet. They're known for the fact that they brought a lot of destruction wherever they went. And so, yeah, that's when we, like I said, that group of men, but that one common cause is the civilization that they dealing with, the civilization that they developing and maintaining, and that they striving to make prosper. Now, how do they do that? Well, we know what's righteousness, right? And we know what's devilish, telling lies, stealing, trying to master the original man. So like the God said right here, one having knowledge, wisdom, if I understand it right here, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and it's not a savage in the pursuit of happiness. So now when you come together with other like minds and y'all dealing with this culture, right? And this is the society that you're dealing with, that's the common cause. That's the way of life that you striving to make uh, grow and prosper. Because once you get to a society of people, everybody in the society don't know each other personally. But it's certain things, like when they get to the point, land, language, these type of things that bind the people together. The wisdom degree says civilized means to teach knowledge or wisdom of the human families of the planet Earth. Yeah, that's very interesting. How you see that? L7. Shot-born intelligence, divine truth. How you see that? Self I built. Hmm. You see, one place you could look at self I built, right? Is that you know you can teach somebody the knowledge and wisdom. You see, the understanding, the culture, the refinement, and not being the savage in the pursuit of happiness. See, one has to do that on their own. So you give them the knowledge and wisdom and tools, right, that they need, and you can make sure that they got them right and exact. To see whether or not they see it or not, that got to do with their vision. I'm not sure why you said the 18th degree has a different description. What in the 18th degree gives you a different description of civilization? Jason Rosario. Everybody do the each one, teach one, hit the like button. If you get a chance, share this on your Facebook and your Twitter page. Share this on your Facebook and your Twitter page.
Korean natural farmers can be looking into some of this too.
Hmm?
Korean natural farmers,
Who are they?
we'll find out. I'm about to see this.
West Coast Wise said, also, how many Muslim sons are there in the wilderness of North Iraq? Self I built. You still there? Young Dub, what's going on? Yeah, but getting back to uh, you know, the science, like I said, right? If you knowledge God, right? And so now you gotta see, man, what kind of civilization this person actually has. And how you gonna see that civilization, right? Is in how it's manifested. Because it's more than just knowledge and wisdom. It's more than just showing up at the cipher or showing up on rally day, you know what I'm saying, and being able to speak the lessons. You know what I'm saying? It actually comes down to the part that has to come out of you, right? Which is, do you really see it? Or when you walk outside in your endeavors, is it easy for you to be swayed? Is it easy for you to stray away from your civilization, right? Depending upon what jungle that you in, because you don't really see yourself as what you speaking. You know, it comes down to your way of life. Just look, I don't eat at this restaurant over here. And just certain people, somebody might come around the neighborhood, be like, how's the food over there? Yeah, I don't eat it. Because see, now at a certain time, right? You're talking about just, you know, you looking at what a person built, right? Now, that look is knowledge, but understanding means see. So see now what you building, right? When you get the understanding what you built, you see if you the maker and the owner of something infinite, right? Or you'll be asking yourself, then why did God make devil? Quran, what's the deal? Let's go. Why I said it's a little off topic, but early when I was going through my degrees, I saw the correlation between the ninth degree and the 114 and the 34th degree and the 140. You mean the 10th degree and the 114 and the 34th degree and the 140. Hmm. But yeah, I see what you're saying. So Bob Bill said the 17th builds on what one person has in the 18th degree describes what he does while having civilization to bring it to others. Maybe just, yeah, one is just saying what is the meaning of civilization, right? Coming from the aspect of, you know, like I said, to build a society, you got to first begin with a group of people, You know what I'm saying? That share some type of principles, right? That they have in common, that they want to come together in order to uphold. So, you know, uh, having to start out from these individuals that need to come together, we deal with one having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement is not a savage pursuit of happiness. The 18th degree tells you is the duty of a civilized person. My mic is low. But the 1 2 1 2 looks loud. You gotta turn your speakers up. He said, so Musa gave the devils the choice in the second degree to get the understanding, culture, and refinement, etc. So what if they refuse him in regards to the wisdom degree? No, that's anybody. That's, in general, if you're just talking about the law of averages, you know what I'm saying? And you do enough teaching, you're going to have some people who don't understand what was made born to. You got some people, so, they never going to, who is this? Social politics. Welcome to the channel, Social Politics. Peace. Uh, Hopefully you enjoy your the first time here with us, and you hit the like button and subscribe. But that's just a part of teaching. You know what I'm saying? Teaching, like, everything else, is how was I'm not sure of the word, but there's got to be a correlation for it. Like, see, you got to teach, but the other person got to learn. See, like, if you notice, that's in the knowledge born degree. See, the degree itself, right? The answer in the degree, which the whole part is the degree, but the answer, right? It tells you what is the teacher's duty. When you look at the Bible verses, right, that's included in the degree, it tells you about the student's duty. See, all that is a part, of everybody who's responsible. And I'm gonna tell you something too, self I build. We go through that quite a lot here on this channel, right? But don't don't uh don't let it escape you, right? The next time you're around the Bible, to look up St. Luke chapter 12, 49th verse. Next time you get a chance, check that out. Hit Google, however maybe you not, because me myself, I don't know. When's the last time I really been around the Bible? I should have one. I'm remiss on my holy book duties. Yeah, I get yeah, self I built. St. Luke chapter 12, 49 verse. Check that one out. Where is Vaughn? We know each other social politics? Will we came into him before? Yeah, see, St. Luke chapter 12, 49 verse. You know what I'm saying? Also, it gives you some insight. You got to remember, you just see those couple of verses right there, right, in the degree, and you don't have the context, you got to read a little bit more into it, in order for you to kind of draw up the understanding of, or, for your understanding to be a little more well-rounded about the meaning of those degrees that you see the Bible verses included. All right, we coming Monday to you coming to the civilization class on Monday. Divine God, yeah, we just started out, but we've gone through some signs. It's some cause to rewind later. Supreme Divine said, I have come to bring fire on earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. What is that, poetry? Peace Supreme Divine. Fly praise from the Providence plantations. Social politics. You come into the 120 class, you said? And what will I be if already kindled? King James Version. What's Don Bishop, man? I come here talking about stuff. I need Don Bishop in here. Call him Don Bishop. Yeah, Raz. Which jump off? You talking about what's the name of it again? Magneto was right. Raz Fresco. Yeah, he did his thing on that joint. Getting back to what I was building on, in terms of knowledge of God. So now, what does knowledge God really mean? Oh, actually, wise you is correct. You're right. St. Luke chapter 12, 48th verse. That was my mistake. I said 49th verse. You said knowledge God means for me to know me. Anyone else knowledge God? What does knowledge God mean? Self our Bill says self introspection, self analysis. Love. Small good said knowing God is known, not mysterious. Dominic Began said know yourself. Why did you say gotta examine yourself and how you can add on to your home and community? West Coast Wise said knowledge comes from acknowledge, which means to be aware. God is the supreme being. So how I see it is being aware of who God is and accepting it. Self our Bill said it's what the queen who knows God does to build by his side. Soundborn Intelligence said knowledge God means your foundation is intelligent. 793 said observation and acknowledgement of yourself in a light. Malik Rose, knowing nothing outside of self is God. SW, self examination of what you build in to make born. Small biz knowledge of self. Social politics say God equals call upon. I guess we'll get back to that one in a minute. Divine Truth said peace high see part of knowledge God is refined black women who acknowledges God in order to build alongside God. Divine God said to do the knowledge, science, and be constantly aware of the fact that you must always become more and more aware. To always look, listen, and observe is to knowledge God, to acknowledge oneself. Those are all very fine answers. Besides, does God equals called upon? Could you expand on that a little bit? Uh, my friends from the Providence Plantation said, knowing that you are the supreme being in of divine nature and not believing in some mystery God in the sky. Yeah, all of these, answers is right and exact. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, you know, I would just add on uh, that knowledge in God, right, is knowledge and the ability within yourself. because that's the reality of who God is. And you acknowledge all of the abilities within yourself of what you could do about a situation. See, when you know what you could build and you know what you could destroy, now you acknowledge God. Anthony Samuel said, knowledge God only means to know who you are. Know who you are as a black man with the knowledge of self. Yeah, but knowing who you are, like I said, that also comes with, what do you do to fit that description of who you are? Social politics, a Greek word God means to invoke, call upon. Didn't know that. How many gods are having the power to construct their universe? Indeed. Self-help Bill said that's when God becomes a verb and not a noun. Exactly. But for me, it's that way the entire time. The entire time. You know, uh, even if you came out of the 85% world, there's still elements of yourself that the seed for that, something that you're going to be great in, but the seed for that might have been planted when you was in the 85%. And so, it never really was a time, you know, uh, it never really was a time when you was fully dormant. Because life can't come from death. Universal Seven said, I see knowledge, God, as being aware in the present moment of what you speak and how you act at the given moment. All we have is the present moment, and that's the most important to show and prove the true and living. Now, there's a Hotep channel, so I don't know if I should even ask y'all. I don't know if I should ask y'all. I don't know if I should ask y'all uh, how y'all see Queen coinciding with knowledge God. I don't know. Y'all could I don't know where this is gonna go now. Let's Coach Wise said, how do I think Allah would feel about the nation now? Um, I think he would feel great, you know, overall, I think he would feel great, because it's all around the world. You know what I'm saying? You know, it definitely would be something that I don't want to be petty. You know what I'm saying? But I told you I told y'all I was building a nation, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think it depends on who's asking him what he say.
You know, for a lot of people, um, that doubted him, I'm sure that would feel good, that, we've even surpassed, some of those people that, doubted him. Uh, we've surpassed them in every measure of a nation. Um, you know, something where you could say, you know, uh, if I had my choice, maybe I wouldn't have got in the elevator at that time. You know what I'm saying? But to see all these people here now that wasn't even on this physical plane right here, when he returned, right? And to see all of us, you know, a part of this nation right now, I think that would all feel great. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, uh, there would be some complaints. You know what I'm saying? Some things that you know, that wasn't a part of the original vision. But all in all, I think uh, he would feel great. So Bill says, so if it takes a few years for Pig to be expelled from the system totally, then how long for those programmed thoughts? Uh, we talking about from that we were speaking on yesterday. Um, it depends on how far, once the thought has been put into activation, then you're gonna have to you're gonna have to replace that with a new program. Like your only other option, when you're dealing with, any type of something that's programmed, right? Something that's in your memory. The other option is just wipe your memory. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to do that, so you have to program that with a new program. So, um, according to the the literature, it takes about 30 days or something for you to program a new behavior into a person. If a person follows a certain routine for uh, 30 days, then it becomes a habit. Okay, so let me see. Let me see if I'm gonna be shut down over here. I ain't caught up to. What, what's this SW? I think this is a typo or something. But you said the rod builds to destroy the stronghold in order to win the prize when she knows God. West Coast Wise said that's the 17th principle in the alphabet. That's where he says she got to allow the active energy in God. He said the active energy in God live by observing. Calm Islamly. Former Mr. 120. Divine Truth said Queen is a companion or female counterpart of the king. I don't really like that word counterpart. You know, counter means against. So I don't really like that word counterpart uh, when when dealing with the black woman. You know, and you know it can go. Uh, you know that kind of ideas that go with that statement can take us into conversations that are not very hotel. As W said, a queen is one who acknowledges God, reflects his life, whatever other cute cliche in order to build or destroy with him to born the greatest of things. Is, oh man, five phrase from the Providence Plantation said, "A queen is a king's reflection." How about that? Um, yeah. Self Bill says she got to look, listen, observe, and observe God for her to truly build positively. Sisters see themselves as queens to the degree you show that you're God. She ain't following no weak rich stuff. Yeah, man, I knew, this is live. So West Coast Wise said, love, knowledge, wisdom of God empowers her and shows her equality, power as five as a queen. Anthony Samuels asked a good question here. How do these brothers know what it takes to be a queen? Learn how to be a god first. That's actually, do we have, uh, we don't have Queen Mecca in here today, do we? Queen Mecca, Queen Medina. Self-out Bill said, what defines a queen? Is this society really developing over here?
Yo, peace, bro. We need to link up during the week.
Yo, I got one more.
Peace of God.
Peace. Man, Self-out Bill. It's a Hotep channel. What's it? Quean? Is that gonna, is the answer to this gonna cause my Hotep status to come in question about this channel? Channel saying SW. You've got to remain Hotep. Whoa, Kendall Rowland. Why would you bring up something like that right now, man? It's time to be Hotep. Anthony Samuel said, man can't teach a woman how to be a woman. If you want your woman to know what it takes to be a queen, bring her amongst queens. Just like if a man wants to know how to be a man and what it takes, he will come amongst men. Yeah. Um, there's some problems with that statement. I didn't catch that bill from Saturday. I didn't catch that wisdom, whatever he was saying that day. I didn't catch that. SW said you teach your civilization, not how to be a woman. Yourself, I feel, yeah, you might have to repent or something. You might have to repent talking that kind of language. But I'm interested. I'm waiting for some more input from Anthony Samuels. You still there, Anthony Samuels? See, one thing this is this is a different time. Like, see, that's one thing about the Bible, or any holy book that you deal with, not that 120 lessons is a holy book, but uh, anytime you deal with a book, right, that was written, there's a certain date of that writing, and then since that time, right, the way kind of the way the mathematics was being manifested in that season has changed. So I wonder if that's what Anthony Samuels was building on, you know, in terms of a man can't teach a woman how to be a woman. If you want your woman to know what it takes to be a queen, bring her amongst queens. My 20% female subscribers, yeah, I'm probably losing them all right now. And so just what I'm saying is that even having, like right now, we're saying what is the definition of queen? Nah, that's no more He-Man. No more He-Man Women Haters Club. This is strictly a Hotep channel. Scripted. Luke Cage said if you bring her amongst a bunch of queens, she might pick up a bunch of things that go disaccording to your teaching, like the earth is the God. Oh man. This is I knew I was inviting trouble here. I don't know, it could be I could be wrong. I might be standing. Hold on. Let me take a sip of my alkaline water. Maybe this will help. Maybe that'll help. As Reeve said, a king and a queen is nothing in comparison to God and earth. So Bill said, what is the characteristics that define God? What does he have to be such? Question posed by Sunyas in his class before. Hope to God don't sue me for copyright infringement. He pretty much a Jew beef. Pretty much a Jew beef. You know, all I can tell you is that you lucky I ain't no snitch. But let's see how you do. Almighty God a lot. See that's what happened to Anthony Samuels. We was just having a conversation. That was about to be the interesting part. Oh man, Saturday 93rd. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to maintain my Hotep status. But I want to know more about how Anthony Samuels was drawing it up. Uh, in terms of, the Queen, a couple of statements that he made. Because, see what happens is and this is, let's do a Hotep disclaimer right here, right too. Let's do a Hotep disclaimer before we start speaking on this. But one thing that's happened is the way a lot of people have seen mathematics lived out. You know what I'm saying? In terms of uh, a queen and who a queen is and what is the duties, right, of a queen, what is the duties of a king, right? All of these different things is the mathematics of it is lived out differently. West Coast Wise said, I'm not going to take the role of teaching my daughter how to be a woman, but I'm going to make sure her mother is qualified for that. And also, she knows how to qualify and disqualify males. Now, you got to be a woman before you're a queen. Just say you got to be a man before you can be a king. You know what I'm saying? However, these two things are, they're mutually exclusive. There, or one is, just because you're a woman doesn't make you a queen. Now if you're a queen, I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know if this is allowed on a Hotep channel, but if you're a queen, you're a woman. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's acceptable for me to say on the Hotep channel. But in order for you to distinguish something, there has to be a distinction with something else. So if you got queens, you must have those that are not queens. Atif said I didn't see anyone say so good and keep her home. See, this is we gotta remain on the Hotep. Saturday night there. 7:93. But I'm saying though, on a serious note though, let's get into that science. Because, you know, if she knowledge, right? If knowledge God, right, only means that she learns something about the man and she gonna learn something about herself, right? Then what's the science that's making her a queen? Does the black woman get knowledge of self, or does she only get knowledge of the black man? Jack King asks, is she a sovereign or a slave? See, now we talking at hotel. Now we're getting back to how we get that. Anyone? Divine Truth said, put it in that context, it would be both knowledge of self and the black man. Exactly. See, that's what you got to look at, the context, right, of what we're talking about is the black family. We're not speaking necessarily about the corporate workplace. We're not talking about, equality and medical outcomes. We're not speaking about that. We're speaking about in terms of the black family, right? She has knowledge of herself and knowledge of the black man, meaning she understands the the place value, you know what I'm saying, of each element in the universal flag. She knows the signs of the sun, moon, and stars. And that's why uh, I didn't necessarily agree with what was his brother's name? Anthony Samuels. I didn't necessarily agree with Anthony Samuels that in order for a woman to learn how to be a queen, uh, she should be around, other queens. Like they could show her certain elements, of how to carry herself as a queen, definitely share experiences, you know what I'm saying, in terms of uh, things that they live out as queens. But, you know, she can't really observe their place value in relation to her place value and then say that this is, just the same way as with dudes, there's a limit, not a limitation on who we are, a limitation on, what we could build, but there's a limit dealing with man, woman, and child. You know, you see that limit in, the penitentiary. You see how dudes act in that atmosphere. Sun, moon, and star. That's a the manifestation of universal truth. And so when you say that, the knowledge and wisdom is going to come together and make the best part, right, which is understanding, the manifestation of universal truth that we see on our flag with the what? 5 points. Power is the truth. So in that manifestation of universal truth, right, everybody got a role that they got to play. You know what I'm saying? If you're making a cake, the flour got a certain role that it's playing. The eggs got a certain role that they playing. The sugar got a certain role that it's playing. Now, for those roles to be in comparison with each other, to say which one is higher or which one is lower or which one is equal, but that they all play their role to the fullest of their potential, right, of who they are, and the equality is what it all equals in the final product. Now, uh, has everyone gained the proper hotel understanding? Has everyone gained a proper hotel understanding? Or y'all not speaking right now because y'all are secretly plotting to go back to the He-Man Women's Haters Club. Right? Once she has knowledge of self and then knowledge of God, a strong God, she is not easily misled or led astray. You see, because when we dealing with those, uh, you know, especially when you say a queen, even if you say a king, right? King of what? King of where? King of Russia? King of Spain? King of the Gypsies? So right now, let's say all of us in here, right, as well, not all of us, but the 80% of us that are black males, right? Now, if you a king, then you're gonna raise your children to be kings and queens. In the knowledge that they have, the ideas that they have, how they carry themselves. That's the real science of king and queen. So you could see a woman that she already carries herself like a queen because she comes from a family, right, where she was raised by the king and the queen. But in order for her to be your queen, see, because remember, when she comes from the family, at least in our context, right, of what we're saying, then she's already knowledge God. She's already observed God from her home. And now when she sees you, she's going she's going to she's going to know if you got it now. If she goes by that, now, if she starts to go by the social kind of what's socially accepted and move away from those type of principles, then we might see her lead herself in the right direction. Knowledge born. Wise you said approximately 25,000 miles versus 24,896. Seven nine thirty said very, very important that she has those models and has roles to follow. Real hip hop. This is a Hotep channel. Why y'all trying to get me banned? Why y'all trying to get me banned right at the cusp? Right at the cusp of the time, y'all gonna get me banned. Let's get back to wise you, man. Let's get back. Wise you said approximately 25,000 miles versus 24,896. Right? And the difference between that is 104. Right? So we see the knowledge culture there. We see the knowledge culture there as would coincide with the knowledge culture degree in the 114. But it also has to do with her knowledge and your culture. So when she knowledges your culture and then she, you know, uh, makes her decision or whatever she wants to add on in that. So now, what's your culture? When she comes around you, you know what I'm saying? Do you have knowledge of self? Now when we get to these other types of things that y'all talking about, which basically come down to her following your lead, right? She has to knowledge your culture, all right? Do you have these proper leadership qualities in you? Can you teach? Are there things that you could show her about life in general and how it manifests? Can she acknowledge you as God? Did you say in here, real hip hop, she got a knowledge of culture and provide you with good knowledge? Well, look, like I said, it depends on who you are. If that's what you require, what I'm saying, from your queen, like in every way of life, what I'm saying, like you might go in a dude's, he might have a restaurant, and when he go in the restaurant, maybe he went to chef school and he got the restaurant or whatever, but his wife, you know, she got some type of business degree or something. So she handles, the accounting and the bookkeeping and things of that nature. That's his queen. She's adding on to his culture in that way. But see, somebody else, they might be doing something where, look, your bookkeeping is not, that's not, we can't really work together directly in that way. And that's like a mundane example. But all of these different elements right there of being complementary to one another, like knowledge and wisdom is. As W says, she can't acknowledge God until she's taught the knowledge of God. Divine truth said the difference between seeing God and acknowledging God. Okay, real hip hop. Don't you think this is kind of harsh? Like this is not very hotel. Real hip-hop. I mean, you can't. You're being very judgmental here when you speaking. I mean, are we speaking about how fast she can learn 120 lessons? Smell good. I can't even go there with this. This is a hotel channel. Kendall Rowland said that's why it's good for her to be raised in a good family environment that good father-daughter relationship that shows her that the man's role is to be provider, protector, teacher, preacher. Well, I don't want to get too preachy, but indeed, um, being an example. Um, yeah, but hip hop, you said if she can't remember any lessons, I can't be with her. All right, now, uh, I mean, you gotta you gotta know 120. You gotta know 120 real hip hop before you hold her to that standard. Though. That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta, you gotta, And let me ask you a question. Uh, why do you feel she needs to know lessons? Not saying that she don't or she do. I'm just asking you, why do you think she needs to know lessons? You said it's too difficult to explain your mindset or certain values if she's not willing to learn. Well, as with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna run into uh, women like you're gonna run into men that you're gonna have to show and prove. And you're gonna have to show and prove uh, what's the product of your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Whether you do that through you know, demonstrating it, whether you do that through you know, conversation and verbally, but it's the same thing for us. You know what I'm saying? If somebody comes up to you right now and says, "Look, you know, I want you to change your entire way of life right now." All right, this person better have, they better have some pretty good stuff to say. Some pretty good stuff to show, or both. So see, that's the signs too. That when you looking to make the queen right in the way that you saying right there, right? Remember that the very operative part is that you got to be God. So you can't just blame her for not acknowledging God, right? And then uh, you're not filling the shoes. So if she acknowledges God, what is she going to see? role and said, I think the lessons will show her the importance of her role as the mother of our civilization, and that she should represent that as a queen. Smell good said that's where I agree with her, how they come from a king and queen family dynamic. Right. So then, you know, her way of life may already be that. You know what I'm saying? Her way of life may already be, um, such that, she's already seen the place value of, the truth being manifested through her, as the best part of her parents' uh, relationship. You know, now see, real hip hop. This is what I'm saying. On the level that you're speaking about, this is pretty much discipline right here. On the level that you're speaking about disciplining her, right? You gotta have that level of discipline. You understand what I'm saying? Or now you're not dealing with equality. So you're saying you do have this level of discipline. Okay, so what's your punishment if you don't know today's mathematics? Yeah, but what is your punishment, real hip hop, if you don't know today's mathematics? You won't get punished because you always know your mathematics. But I'm saying just in case they're going to slight outside chance, what would theoretically be your punishment? Indeed, Kendall Rowland. See, because remember, man, you know, uh, like I said, we a culture that's within a culture. we were in the mainstream culture, so uh, that mainstream culture has affected uh, everybody, but it's affected everybody in specific ways. And some of the specific ways that it has affected women is they would want to know if they have to sleep on the couch for not knowing the age mathematics, what would be your punishment? So you would have to do the same. P. Foster, B. Rice Salah says you better see it in your actions and hear it when you speak the 37th degree. Because that's the part that's, like I said, real hip hop, that's the part that's important, you know, is as a queen, you want her to acknowledge God, right? But you got to be able to show and prove God. Nice. Still, I don't know what happened to Anthony Anthony Samuels. All right, now real hip hop. How you gonna show and prove? How you gonna show and prove that you got? Because I'm saying you started off with the lessons. So I'm just saying that if you start off with the lessons, then you gotta show and prove mastery of it first. Rakim, all right now, you said by living out mathematics and teaching the science of everything in life. And what is the science of everything in life? Kendall Rowland said about manifesting the words in which you speak by wise ways and actions. But real hip hop, what is the science of everything in life? Still there, you left. But my point is, you got to know the science of everything in life in order for you to teach it. SW said, what are you building to make born? That's what it's about. If she don't see you doing anything, what are you doing to elevate her? How is her acknowledging you, getting her out of 6 to 8? You said having and living out knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. SW said, what is your wisdom doing for her? I mean, that's a level. But over time, you got to have something to show for that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. See, because otherwise, look, you don't want to. And this is a Hotep channel. Let me do a disclaimer right here. But see, you don't want to make yourself the hoe. You don't want to make yourself the hoe where it's where's the girl is just with you because you cute. She's dealing with you because you got big muscles. See that's what you end up breaking yourself down to. If you just a male Instagram model, then what is it that you expect her to reflect? And if we say, the liquid, the water is shaped and molded by whatever container it's in, right? What kind of container are you? And these are the things I'm just asking you, have you thought about these things right here? What is providing the attracting power? Right? How sturdy are you in order to keep her in rotation and not vice versa? Like is your whole relationship based on the realm of six? See, like when we get to the 6 degree and the 1 to 40, because see, you don't know the 6 degree and the 1 to 40. This is what I'm saying. You know, this got to be a standard that you already have established. That you can't, uh, you know, meet the woman, whoever you think she's the woman of your dreams or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're going to establish the pattern where you study 120. You'll have probably said in 21 ciphers. You know, what does that mean? Because that's what you're going to have to be able to do. You're going to have to be able to draw these things up. See, all of that is a part. When she asks you these questions right here, right, you got to be able to show and prove. That's a part of her knowledge in God. Knowledge in you as God, not just the mythological character that's spoken about in the lessons. So I'm just saying real hip hop because who you saying is learning real hip hop? See, because that's something that we got. That's something that's rubbed off on us in this culture, the greater culture that we are part of in America, the mainstream culture, is that see real hip hop. As soon as we start talking about Queen, right? You start talking about what she better do. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the shoes on the other foot too. Where a lot of times, if you, uh, hear women talking about their king, they'll start talking about what he better do. But when you're talking about a queen, especially kind of queen you talking about, right? It starts off with what you got to do. Now, as Born said, and if she's not asking any questions, that's a whole other problem on your hands. Well, uh, yeah, there's chauvinism, but it's also we are part of a society where we're part of a take kind of society. You know what I'm saying? We're part of uh, a disposable world where a lot of things that we don't think about now, where you use it one time and you throw it away. At one time, like now, you had to take care of that. You had to watch that. Like it could be look baby diapers. Like now, when the diaper's dirty, you throw it away. At one time, like now, you gotta wash that out and use it again. So us being a part of a society like that, right? Um, sometimes in our relationships, people can become, uh, kind of disposable items. So it's basically about, what benefit can you achieve from this person, in the fastest possible way. And so, that expectation exists that, if you meet this person, they better this, and this. And very seldom, when you hear a person speaking like that, do you hear the opposite side? Well, this, and this is what I'm gonna do. Like sometimes these things you saying that the other person has to do, right? Is these things is not even complimentary to you. To say y'all gonna go on understanding on every level. Again, love is the highest elevation of understanding. You know what I'm saying? The black child, all of this, but what about all the other levels? It's the spot. We having a day where it's we having some push and pull right now. We having some push and pull with some individuals trying to get us to lose our hotep status. I'm battling against them at the moment. But we were speaking on the science of knowledge guide as it applies in the alphabet to the queen, right? And about the fact that, you know, you showing and proving you God, right, is the important aspect of her knowledge in God. You see, before you worry about if she's paying attention, right, you better already be God. See, this is why when you hear brothers, you know, some brothers say, wisdom is not the woman. Because see, you better already have wisdom. You better already be wise and know how to activate mathematics. By the time you tell anybody else to do it, you know, according to your blueprint, then you can introduce somebody to something that you just learning about, but you introduce them to something that already has an organized blueprint. And you saying, look, you know, we could go according to this blueprint right here. You know, like you could join a carpentry school. You could enter a carpentry school, and then you could tell somebody else, yeah, look, you know, I'm learning this stuff over here at the carpentry school. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I'm complete, you know, people get paid this much for this job right here. Now, I'm not an expert carpenter, but I can introduce them to something that it already has a blueprint right there. But now, if I tell you, look, come with me, right, and I'm gonna show you how to be a carpenter, then yeah, I better have my blueprint intact. And that's what you're doing when you're defining queen the way that it's been defined, at least in here tonight. Kendall Rowland says sometimes the queen sees things we don't see. Look at Betty Shabazz, Almighty Press. Welcome to the channel. Do the each one teach one. Hit the like button for us and subscribe. But yeah, that's the uh, you know, kind of queen that you want. You know, that could be complimentary to you. That might see things that you don't see. But these is things where that's what I'm saying. That's where you taking things above the level of just, you know, being caught up in the good equality or the bad equality for that matter. Like if y'all supposed to have one kingdom, right? You know, have y'all met, you know, mentally? If you manifested the thoughts and ideas and the concepts to her for her to acknowledge, you know, who you are. You fostered at the plantation. You still there, real hip hop? Now it's not a matter if your queens have good equality with your cipher. When I say equality, right, I'm talking about, you know, uh, we in society where, for the most part, you come in tune with people, uh, off appearance. Off of things that y'all may have in common in the realm of six. Y'all both like movies. Y'all both like race cars. Y'all both like Italian food. But has she really met your mind? See, that's how she got to knowledge God. But and I'm not saying that life is well rounded. So you got to deal with every cycle, right? But if she talks to you and all you got to talk about is fads and fashions, and you're not manifesting the science of God to her, then how is she going to acknowledge God? That's what I mean. Not whether or not you have good equality, you know, you can have good equality because the thing that y'all have in common is going smoothly right now. But then if the chips get down with that, and now, y'all gotta put your ideas together in order to manifest uh, a reality for yourself, to come to a supreme understanding like that, then what's gonna happen? Mrs. Spock said gotta be God of all worlds, especially around her. If she knowledge in a bum ass and word, she ain't a queen, a real queen gonna recognize a real God through what he does and not what he says. Not an easy task. You know what I'm saying? As W said, is she reflecting your knowledge? Are you even mentally complementary equality? Or is it bad equality, an emotional sandstorm? Brilliant elevation. So if our Bill said, right, when the honeymoon stage is over, it ain't nothing left. See, that's what happens if everything is just based And I mean, that's with anybody. That's with anybody. Like you could be going to a basketball court to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? With other dudes, I'm saying, right? And it's like if you don't really never strike up a conversation, you and nobody there don't really talk about nothing that transcends basketball, then if for some reason we stop playing basketball here, we're gonna lose touch because we never met minds. We never took things above the level of this right here that's going on a physical level. This is it. As Stevie said, it's nothing left if you got nothing left to give. The sun don't do shit but shine. But that's uh, you know, actually the case. Would the planet Earth rotate? Would the planet Earth just rotate at 93 million miles away from the center, and that center wasn't there? Like if there was no sun, would there be a solar system with the rest of the planets? So you got to be who you say you are. All right, Rakim. Yeah, right. Self-outbuilt. So we have been pitted against one another on various levels. Born you truth. If the desire is to grow, then the two can begin to build beyond above mentioned programming. And that is what's happening. Is that we come in, we so caught up in society right now, right? A lot of brothers and sisters that you coming in with kind of a social, programming of who any member of the opposite sex might uh, be on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And we also coming in from a state of being immersed in a society, right, where we under attack, but we under separate attacks in separate ways. You understand what I'm saying? And so for each of us, it's difficult to see, that the other is being attacked. So a lot of times, you see this kind of, I guess you could say it's a meme or whatever, in the black community, where, the black women, and it don't, I'm just putting it out order. It don't necessarily, I'm not, it's a whole tip channel, but, the black woman is saying, well, things is happening and the black man is not helping us. You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on here? You took on my reflect light and all this stuff is going on and you're not helping me, right? And then the black man is like, what are you talking about? Didn't you just see I just got attacked by 100 people? What do you mean? Where was I? Where was you when I got attacked by 100 people. So this is a separation that's caused, by the kind of this is a part of the social oppression that's going on. See, real hip hop. It's clear that you have no love for my Hotep status. It's clear that you have something against my Hotep status. But that's a very good point that you bring up right there. Is that even when we deal with the degree where it says why does the devil call out people Africans? Sometimes we got to ask ourselves, why do we call our own people African? And not just, be able to interchange African with different terms, that, we end up respecting less. Sometimes we've digested all the propaganda. We've digested all the propaganda about the black women. We've digested all the propaganda about the black man. So that right now, and not saying that you don't have situations where that's real, right? Where you might have to be a little more cautious. But I'm saying that even in the way, you might have uh, a group of young brothers, right? Very young brothers, and they might, need a word of wisdom for whatever reason. Maybe they doing something and that is not beneficial to them. And right there they could use a word of wisdom. But now maybe because of the propaganda that we've eaten up about the young, right? Maybe we're scared of them. Maybe we think it'd be a waste of time saying something to them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, us doing that is it has a greater impact than the devil calling out, than the devil calling out people Africans, because even in a degree it tells you that the reason he's doing that is to make us believe it. That's the whole reason that he's doing that. To adjust the way the equality works between us. And how are we going to complete the cipher if the equality is not working correct? And so you deal with that situation, with man, woman, and child. That's one of the manifestations of it in this society. Real hip hop, you have to study your lessons though first. If you can't, you keep saying this stuff, she didn't know her lessons. You gotta know 120, man. Because you know what she's saying, right? She's saying you don't know yours either. For like just teachers lyrics in there. Right. The trader is not just a trader in physical products and goods, but he's a trader in ideas. Okay, so you got most of your lessons on cap, but you still got to have all of them on cap before you penalize people for not knowing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you, like it because that's a part of, if you want somebody complimentary to you, then, yeah, if you're going to be, if you're the type that, you read, books on philosophy, you watch documentaries on, physics and astrophysics, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? You're probably not going to get along well with a female who only wants to talk about bags and fingernail designs. Yeah, it's probably not going to be compatible. You know, if you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna be a type of business owner where it's like, okay, if she could, maybe even take an internet course and learn something about accounting, if she's, uh, she's got the mental speed to be able to do that, then yeah, that's gonna, that's something that's gonna be more beneficial to all the levels of understanding that y'all could reach. So I'm not saying that you don't or that you're wrong for expressing a preference for uh, a woman who has a higher mental capacity. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm just saying that principles is principles, right? And they only principles when you have them all the time. You see what I'm saying? Like uh, I was watching Sonetta. Shout out to Sonetta. Uh, and some of his guests, they was talking about rape in the Bible. Now I ain't gonna do it. From wireless caller. They was talking about rape in the Bible, and call from wireless caller. Call from wireless caller. How does one passage kind of this one passage kind of spoke on it like it was all right. Like it wasn't that bad. It was, the dude could pay 30 shekels. Like he could marry the woman like after he raped her, or he could pay 30 shekels or something. Where's Don Bishop? I'm sure Don Bishop knows what I'm talking about. And so, the question was being asked, of people that believe in the Bible, right? You know, what is up with this kind of double standard right here? Call from wireless caller. See this, real hip hop. You got. I can't. You got a lot of comments that's not very hotel. Well, that was you. That was you calling. But you can't. You can't have two different sets of standards. Now when it comes to not when it comes to that kind of thing. The type of discipline that you have, versus the type of discipline that you expect out of everyone else. And that goes with anything, you know what I'm saying, that you're the leader of. Yeah. I know he was calling. She calling that. I haven't opened that in a minute. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to keep the class hotel today. That's what I'm attempting to do. Because I'm just saying that, what is it that, what is it that you expect out of the queen? Like if you expect her to help you build a kingdom, right? You got to give her the knowledge to do that. And there's no more, cable TV is everywhere now. So there's no more, you're gonna go to the islands, or you're gonna go, somewhere, wherever you want to call the motherland, right? And you're gonna meet some women that haven't been exposed to, BET and MTV. And so now, if this is your day and time to show and prove that you got it, how you going to choose a queen and a queen choose you, right? In this day and time where she has an expanded uh, view, she has an expanded view of what queen means, right? Self our bill. What does she expect for herself? She got to know her nature as mother civilization and choose to live that out. But you got to remember too that listen, what's the point of you going to MIT, right? You go to MIT and you get a black woman who, she graduated in, uh, uh, you know, whatever, engineering. She, some type of pioneering field of engineering, right? And then all you wanted to do is make oatmeal. So, like what the brother said right here, what does she expect for herself? These are things that you got to deal with when you choose a black woman right now. Now, I was born and said, especially dealing with male female relationships, because a black woman will call you out quick for any transgressions. So, if Abdul said you can talk until you're blue in the face with high science, boy, you truth. If she's apprehensive and not open to learn, then that's what she chose. I mean, well, here's a hotel channel. But you almost drew me into the law will manifest. Yeah, right. VH1. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna meet women that haven't been exposed to this. You're not gonna meet women that haven't been exposed to this type of culture. But this is the time we live in, though. This is the time we live in. What is this? The law will manifest. Oh man, that's express. That's it. That's an especially sensitive topic right there. I think we got to leave that off of the Hotep channel for right now. July.
Call from Edward Zachary.
Now, July said this is a rough one.
Call from Edward Zachary. Call from Edward Zachary.
Yeah, everybody needs to have some.
Call from Edward Zachary.
Everybody needs to have some alkaline water after today.
Call from Edward Zachary. Call from Edward Zachary.
Most definitely.
Call from Edward Zachary.
But what is this Allah will manifest? You say you have to break them. Break who? What's this? Yeah, this is a hotel channel. Allah will manifest.
Call from Edward Zachary.
Now, as Allah says, some women are not affected by BET and MTV. Now, I would go out on a limb and say that those are ones who was raised in a home by kings and queens. Like they already came from that, from their family, so they already knew how to carry themselves and behave as a queen before they got into a relationship. They already had a certain culture, a certain way of life, a certain set of principles where, they didn't pick up principles from, the media and social media. Smell Good said God calls his woman queen because he knows her origin in his universe. He gave her the knowledge of the ways and actions reflect that of a righteous man at home. No thoughts of straying away. I mean, like I said, it all depends. I see what you're saying. I was getting ready to go up the deep end. What do you keep saying to pick up? You don't even know the number here, man. Why don't you get on the you gotta get on the live, man. Yeah, it's gonna be certain structure in the home. She's gonna be dealing with a situation where, she knows that the world is bigger than the stuff she's seeing on social media. She's gonna have read some books, you know what I'm saying, and be about some things, some actual principles and values, that's not just rooted in, the realm of six. That's not just rooted in, the physical world. Who's this? Why is real hip hop? Allah Lord manifest said, see, look, I'm gonna leave that alone. I see why you said that Allah will manifest, but I still gotta leave that alone. So now July said, now listen to this. A lot of black women are on this king, this queen and king thing. A lot of them want to approach you with king until you get with them. Then you're something else. I don't know. Um, well, that has a lot to deal with how you deal with equality. You understand what I'm saying? So now when you look at the degree, it says Allah is God in the earth and in the heavens above. And so, this is going to be where a lot of the discrepancy is seen, where if whatever she detects, what I'm saying, as not manifesting the full idea, of maybe what you gave her, maybe what she's seen on her own, then that could breed contempt. Well, God calls his woman queen, right? Because he expects her to be his companion uh, in ruling over a kingdom, building, establishing, and ruling over a kingdom. And so, this individual that is his complement in every way, from physically to emotionally to mentally, on all these different planes that you can combine with and come out with the best part. This is why we call her the queen. You know what I'm saying? Earth, of course, is symbolic to the fertility. The planet Earth, that we standing on is symbolic, of the black woman's fertility. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, the black woman, and see now we're getting a little, uh, like another disclaimer here. This is a Hotep channel, but you can only get the original man from the original woman. Like when you deal with all the life out there that exists, yeah, you can get some other kinds of life. But when man is reproducing himself and he's the original man, he can only, you know, uh, fully reproduce himself with the original woman because she's the earth and the mother of all existence, you know what I'm saying, as well as civilization, in specific. That's a specific part of existence. You said a lot of sisters attract to brothers with the knowledge, but some use the knowledge as a dirty religion, builds more distrust and side eye for the next brother. Um, Happens, Uh, but that's also another part of our society. Like I said, in the kind of instantaneous culture that we exist in now, you know, these is, we don't always examine. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even when the devil was being made, first you had to be examined. Before y'all was allowed to marry, you got to be examined. Who you are, what kind of seeds you're gonna plant. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times, uh, people come in tune, and they don't examine each other to really know who they dealing with. Contempt or dissatisfaction. Hmm. I guess a little of both. See, this is what I'm saying. Real hip hop said most of the queens in the inner city want kingpin. This is not true. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we buy into we buy into the propaganda. When the devil calls out people Africans, we believe them. See, because now, and even when you say that, right? When you say most queens in the inner city, who do you mean? You mean the ones the Instagram models? Those are the queens. And shout out to the Instagram models. I'm sure there are many queens amongst them. Right, that's true. That's a good point right there, SW. That the main civilization we immersed in, the mainstream culture says that man and woman is counterparts because that's the type of relationship they have. You know, where they control their woman and don't manifest the power. You know what I'm saying? Self-help Bill said there's tons of good job, independent women, own a car, own a house, lonely, and would do anything for the true living. Um, so real hip hop said queen bees. I mean, what's queen bees? You got to break that down. But well, we got to question that a little bit. When you say would do anything for the true and living, because one thing, when and this goes for men and women, when you start developing skills, right, that aren't per se, specifically, uh, it's not something that's going to have a direct effect, right, on building and establishing man, woman, and child. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you say good job, independent women, own car, own house, like all of that's good. But it's just like a dude, you know, uh, like this the brother Kendall Rowland, he brought up comic books. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like if a dude tells you, he has the biggest collection of comic books in the county and you know, uh, he he's very good. He makes the playoffs every year in fantasy football. You know, all of these things is whoop de doo, bro. But at the end of the day, these are not skills that's going to build and maintain man, woman, and child. And so that's another thing, because the greatest society is not kind of advocating nuclear families right now. You know, that type of, the knowledge of the skills that, the skills and the type of mindset that one needs to build and maintain man, woman, and child is not, readily being taught, by the society, by the schools, and, at this point, by families themselves. Because it's been so long since anybody had that type of education. West Coast wise, it's been so long since anybody had that type of education. You know what I'm saying? That uh, the knowledge, even the knowledge of black people in a kind of family situation even is kind of lost now. But yeah, you're right though, self-help build in terms of, those are, uh, you know, not necessarily the type of queen bees that real hip hop is talking about. That's, only looking for kingpins. Real hip hop said what I thought she liked. My personal library, you know, of comic books. See, we're in a society right now where, see, even in terms of the consumer culture, right? You know, they don't need you. You know, they don't need, the same young men that they expecting to come out and spend $250 on sneakers. They don't need you. They don't need to be competing with that for that money with your family. See, that's one of the same things when you go to the church, right? Well, not if you go, but if you ever, one of the main themes of the preacher, right, is how evil men are and how women is so blessed, that they need to stay away from these evil men. A lot of that is because he doesn't want, he wants to do all the pimping. He don't want nobody else that's in the mix that might affect how much bread is being given at the church, how much fundraisers he can throw, how much collection he can take in. And so to corporate America, they don't want to compete with you having a family. They want you to come out and spend that money. And so that's not the type of values that you see them manifesting. So you see back in the 50s, you know what I'm saying? When they was back in the 50s, when they was you see all the shows about Christmas, all of the shows was family shows. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was like a bachelor or what they used to call an old maid, that person was always odd. Like there was something odd about them. You know what I'm saying? Like Gomer Pyle or somebody. But like you don't got no wife and you at a certain age. That's because that was the type of sales that they was making at that time. They selling homes, they selling family cars. That's what corporate America was selling. They want to sell all these appliances. And so you're using the influence, the social influence that you have through the media, which at that time is the TV and the movies, to sell this lifestyle. So that's the same thing right now. They sell everybody this separate lifestyle. Yeah, Don Bishop, we had several topics. We had several topics where you could have been of assistance. Real Hip Hop said I don't have comic books. But you say here, I don't have comic books. I have Black history and righteous books and books on our culture. I mean, like I said, a lot of these things is cultural. Where, people grow up in an atmosphere, right? People grow up in an atmosphere, right? And then that atmosphere affects what you value. Like the people that you see being successful, whether it's in a particular field or whether it's in life in general, right? You start to look at the things that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you place value on that if they're accomplishing things, if they're achieving things and they're acquiring things, right, that you want to achieve or things that you want to have. And so if you was growing up in a time where you had great speakers, great freedom fighters, for freedom, justice, and equality, and all of these things, right? This is going to be the kind of thing that you value. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we spoke on not too long ago, dealing with, making heroes, in terms of when the greater society makes your heroes, right? And the people that they choose, because a person can have all kinds of impact in real life, but that has very little to do with how much coverage the media gives you. And so if the example of all the people that you see up there in lights, right, is people who have a destructive culture, live a culture that's not related to reading books and things of that nature. And those are the people that, from your perspective, whoever you are, you looking at it from the outside looking in, and these people appear to be, very good. They, at surviving. They appear to be surviving plus some. Then these are the type of values that people are going to have. Like, see, if you go, which I don't know if it's still like that, but at one time, if you go to a town, right, in small town America, and a dude shows up with a military uniform on. Now, a lot of people is going to look up to him because he, in that town, a military paycheck might go a long way. But you put that same person in an atmosphere, where, people are making a lot of money for whatever reason. Then, the amount of women that might be attracted to him, the amount of brothers that's younger than him that may look up to him, all of that may go down because of the values in the place. If over here you got, well, people over here is doctors, and they don't have to get shot at, et cetera, et cetera. And so, we've been in the midst of an environment, we've been in the midst of a culture where, for about 20, 30 years, 25 years, the heroes that was kind of given, we in a culture where, well, our youth has grown up in a culture where a lot of the heroes didn't make it to 30 years old. And that's there's still the people who, their values are kind of being, advocated as great values to have. So again, this is the time that we here to show and prove who we are. So that's an element of the society that we exist in, you know, and like we were saying earlier, you are one having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and is not a salvage in pursuit of happiness. And you got to show and prove what that means, right? In this world right here, this environment that we in. And what that means is we got to rise to the top. And we rise to the top by implementing and executing ideas. Indeed, uh, drugs was one of the attacks. Uh, on the family unit. But the family unit has been under attack the whole time we've been over here. So right now, like I said, it's about us showing and proving who we are, so that the black woman can actually acknowledge God. At his full potential. See, because at his lowest potential, then you just another dude walking down the street. But that was I think we had a decent time. Y'all kind of, I invited some trouble. Of course, uh, when we started speaking on how knowledge God applies to the black woman. You know what I'm saying? Being your queen. You understand what I'm saying? And what I spoke on, was how, the black woman with knowledge of herself, right? Who knowledges God. And when I say knowledge of herself, I mean knowledge of her power that she has to add on, right? What's the power that she has to add on to make this kingdom greater? That's who your queen is. Now, for God, of course, uh, you know, our kingdom that we speaking on, uh, well, first and foremost, we speaking on, uh, first and foremost, we speaking on you know, her being a part of the mental kingdom. And then from there, building up whatever physical kingdom, uh, that they see in their mind's eye. What is this? Aspartame? Nah, this ain't got no aspartame. What are you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? We're not talking about, and what I'm saying in particular, is you know, because when we say queen, in today's kind of parlance, you know, the queen that we talking about in the supreme alphabet is not the same as the boss bitch. Power to all the boss bitches out there. This is a Hotep channel. Y'all welcome to check it out if you want. But I'm saying that the queen that we speaking about in the supreme alphabet is not the boss bitch. We talking about the companion of the king, right? In building, maintaining, and ruling over the kingdom. And so in order to do that, right, the same way you gotta look. In order for that woman to be your earth, right, you gotta know every square inch of her too. So a king and queen, they first gotta be what? Married in the mind. Did you say, Mrs. Spike? Yeah, I gotta do, because these cats over here, they talking about comics or something. But the king and queen have to first be married in the mind. See, a lot of people, that's what happens. They just married in the flesh. And because that's limited, we see the limitation on a lot of the interaction between men and women. But see, once you know every square inch of that woman, right, and she knowledge God, right, meaning that both of you know, y'all know and understand y'all roles, right, in building this cipher of man, woman, and child. Someone to start knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Now she becomes your queen, and y'all start to build and manifest together, right? And you know, through that, of course, you end up with, uh, uh, you know, a society of men or a group of men for one common, a group of men or society of men, women, and children for one common cause, which is, uh, you know, our civilization. The thing that we have in common, right, that we build and maintain because it sustains all of us. But, you know, when we dealing with, our lessons, we saying, or we dealing with our culture, we saying that, the basic unit of that is the nuclear family, man, woman, and child. So, do we have any questions on that before we wrap this up? Uh, you know, hopefully I didn't lose too many of my female subscribers and watchers. Yeah, I know what it is, man. I'll eat that. But yeah, if we don't have any questions, of course, everybody do the each one. Each one hit the like button. You know, this one right here, I don't even know. I don't even know if y'all should share this on your pages now. You know, y'all might ruin my hotep status. No, God cited divine. You clearly didn't hear what I said. You clearly you didn't. He man women haters club. You didn't hear what I just said. Real hip hop. I'm not sure if you should call Shakira. I'm not sure if you should call Shakira. Unless and then even in that case, I don't know if you should call her, but uh, you know, if you came to the understanding now that uh, the issue was that you wasn't showing and proving that you was God, and so that's why she had a difficult time acknowledging God. You know, or is it that uh, you know you you searched for the mother civilization, you know, in places. You know, were you looking 93 million miles away from the sun? Or was you way out 3,680,000,000 miles away looking where you shouldn't even been looking? Or was you just, you know, because this was 36 million miles right here, this was fast, it's easy right here, right? You know, I'm not even gonna take the time to go look 93 million miles. I got 36 million right here. Is that the actual case? Yeah, but see, this is what you gotta understand. And you from the Midwest. Well, no, you from Cali, but you in the Midwest now. You from Cali, but you in the Midwest right now. You know, still want you back, but for what? Because of the knowledge that you dropped, because of the potential that she's seen in you to build something that might, you know, transcend this level of six. Or you just got rims on your car. Whoa, how you gonna blame black women for the weather, man? All that above is caused by the sun and man. Yeah, she okay. Now look, even that real hip hop, you said she likes you because you God, right? But have you let every level of that be known? Like, does she like you because you kick certain lingo? Like she just likes the words, nobody else around me speaks like that. Or is it the actual principles that you live according to that she's saying, something, this would be beneficial for me to institute in my life? Like, the way you go about doing things, the way you go about, just analyzing a concept or idea using supreme mathematics like that would, I would like to, uh, you know, gain some more knowledge on how to act and react like that. You see real hip hop. Eventually you're going to see. But I told you don't don't allow don't allow don't allow the dot crown to be reversed and put on you. See, and then you would be stuck, wondering what a lot of and this is a hotel channel, but you would be stuck wondering what a lot of the quote unquote thoughts wonder, right? Is, why doesn't, well, you said right here, she likes you for your righteousness in books, but yeah, why doesn't she want to be introduced to any of the righteous stuff that I'm saying? It's because you just a thought. She doesn't care what's in your heart and your mind. We ain't hear that. You see, that's when the whole thing has been reversed on you. I'll be going in over here. But like I said, man, everybody do the each one teach one. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Uh, and thank you to all the people that hit the cash app. That's when I gotta get more. I gotta get more organized with that to say thank you to the people that donate to the stream. That's very greatly appreciated. Um, we definitely should be on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep we're gonna keep it more hotep, of course. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like I said, we have any last questions in here before we sign off? Well, look, uh, real hip hop, and this is another thing that happens. Look, for every kingdom, there has to be rules. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whatever y'all decide the rules, of the kingdom is, that's what y'all gotta put your heads together on. But I'm just telling you that you know, it's gonna be hard to find a queen if you're not a king. You know what I'm saying? If you don't knowledge your own culture, you know what I'm saying? If you don't uh, have a blueprint for the kingdom, not the kingdom that we speaking of, which is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man, woman, child, someone to start. See, of course, we already have someone to start knowledge, wisdom, understanding, as a blueprint for the kingdom that we building. But see, you got to know who the true you, right? Who the true you in the essence. The essence of you. You gotta know who that is. If you only know yourself on the face value, right, and you don't really know and understand the power that exists in arm, leg, arm, head supreme, right? Then nobody else for that matter, let alone who you expect to be a queen, is not gonna be able to observe that. Self I build, yeah. The people sent all the money back because I didn't take it out. I didn't want to have a Umar Johnson episode. So I never took the money out of their account, and then they refunded everybody out of the GoFundMe. Yeah, Be Righteous is no longer the Joe Biden of Mr. 120. Uh, Be Righteous has he has chosen himself as the new Mr. 120. He's no longer Mr. 120 in waiting. But at any rate, I'm gonna sign out. I'm gonna say peace to everyone. Like I said, don't forget to do the each one teach one. I guess you could share this on your pages, but be careful because there was some it wasn't me, it was them. They was in here making comments in statements that wasn't very hotep, trying to ruin my hotep status. But at any rate, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Peace.